If you're moving to the Dallas area and you want a home with a reasonable cost, a great school district, and a small town feel, Melissa, Texas just might be where you want to land. Now, it's a great city that a lot of my clients have decided to call home for those same reasons. And I might be slightly biased since I've been a resident here myself since 2006, but today we're going to do a deep dive into the pros and the cons and hopefully give you enough information to help you decide if it's the spot for you. So stay tuned. Hi, my name is Kristin Barnett. I'm your favorite local real estate expert. Today we're going to be talking about Melissa, Texas, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But before we get to those details, I want to zoom out a little bit and have a look at Melissa on a map. Now, Melissa has about 11 square miles of land, and you've got 3 major highways running through town. So the main one is Highway 75, which runs north and south. Highway 121 is our east and west, and it goes straight through town. It's worth mentioning that 121 turns into Sam Rayburn Tollway in McKinney. And then finally, there's Highway 5, which also runs north and south, but it's mostly used by locals getting to and from our neighboring cities of Anna and McKinney, which are directly to the north and south of Melissa. So if you live in Melissa and you need to catch a flight, you're only about 45 minutes from the DFW airport and about 55 minutes to Dallas Love Field, which is not too terrible if you're not a super frequent traveler. So let's talk about the population, because that's going to keep coming up in this video because Melissa is growing super fast. And according to the 24 census, Melissa was named the 11th fastest growing city with a 10% population increase that year. Now, our current population is estimated to be around 30,000, but just a few short years ago, it was half that size. And when I moved here back in 2006, the population was probably around 3,000 people. So I've been here for all the changes. Back then, the city had a true small town vibe that I absolutely fell in love with. So speaking of that small town feel, that's gonna bring me to my very first pro for Melissa. So Melissa may no longer be a city where you're gonna know everyone, but it is a town where you can absolutely know your neighbors if you want to and put down some roots. We are full of people who take really great pride in their city. We show up to local events, we support local vendors, and the spirit is just really a big part of what makes Melissa so great. We're really unified in our love for what we call Cardinal Nation. We even have our own hashtag that you're gonna see on socials, which is Red Red. So if you move here, just go ahead, grab yourself a Cardinal t-shirt and be ready to be welcomed by this awesome community. All right, so the next pro on our list is our fantastic, highly rated schools, and I do not say that lightly. As a parent who has 4 kids in Melissa ISD from 2nd grade all the way to a junior in high school, I can tell you that our teachers and the staff, they love these students and they're giving them all the tools that they need to succeed. They're learning in state-of-the-art facilities, a lot of which are brand new because we've had to build in order to accommodate the massive amount of growth that we've spoken about already. So right now, Melissa has 4 elementary schools, and we will be opening our 5th elementary school this fall, as well as the new middle school this fall. And the Melissa High School opened in 2018, and they have continued to expand the school to make it bigger and better. Right now, it's got a championship center, a huge weight room, performing arts center, new dance gym, and of course, we've got our $35 million Kenny Deal Stadium that debuted in 2023, and it can hold 10,000 of our loudest fans. I'll tell you right now, the whole town does show up to support our athletes for Friday Night Lights. So what is it gonna cost to live in this awesome town? That's our next pro. Melissa has a very reasonable cost of living compared to other cities in Collin County. And if there's something people love, it's affordability, and Melissa is not going to disappoint. So as of April 2025, the median home price here was $475,000. Now, although the cost of living in Melissa is 6.4% higher than the national average, if you compare it to other popular cities in Collin County like Prosper, just to the east of us, where their median price is $900,000, you'll see that you're getting more bang for your buck here. We also have a ton of new construction in Melissa, so if you're looking for something brand new, you'll definitely want to take a look at what the builders out here have to offer, especially since builders can often give great incentives on interest rates, and a lot of them will also help with closing costs. Okay, so I could go on for a while, but I'm going to wrap up with one final pro, which is one more great fact about living in Melissa, which is we have pretty much everything you need right here. We can cover the essentials. This has been a big change for me because back in 2006, we had a Sonic, we had some gas stations, and we had one local Mexican food restaurant. We didn't even have a grocery store. So if I wanted anything, I had to head into McKinney just to get some groceries. But luckily those days are long behind us because as of last year, we opened a brand new Kroger, which is super close. And then just last week, we opened H-E-B for the first time ever. And so I don't know if you're not from Texas, maybe you haven't heard, but H-E-B is like the grocery store in Texas. Everybody loves them. And so we're super excited to have a local one here in Melissa. Not in the mood to cook? Totally fine. We have plenty of fast food places as well as some great local cuisine. But if you and the fam are wanting a nice sit-down dinner at a steak place, you're not going to find that here. I'm so sorry. Which brings me to our very first con. The dining options are for sure limited in Melissa. While there are a few local gems like Maria's Mexican restaurant, which has been here since we moved here, and I mean, I love their chips and salsa, but you know, for the most part, you are going to need to plan to travel just a little ways to your favorite chain restaurants. Luckily, there's a lot of options. So for my family and myself, this has never really been a big deal. Melissa is right off of Highway 75, as we discussed. So whenever we want more variety, we just hop on the highway. We head to McKinney, Frisco, Allen, wherever. It's pretty convenient and we have lots of options. So while we may have fewer options here locally, there's plenty that's close by. That's just a short drive away. Okay, so the next con I want to discuss with you is the traffic, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you at all. It can be a real pain. Our city is growing so rapidly that it has been a challenge to update the infrastructure to keep up with that growth. So between all the extra cars on the road, the construction vehicles, it just makes sense to go ahead and add a little bit more time into your expected commute. Now that is especially true if you're looking at rush hour or right around the time for school drop off or pickup. Now, eventually we're going to have all the roads that we need, but for now, these growing pains are part of our day-to-day life. And I've just accepted it. Alrighty, I have one final con to share with you about Melissa, but it's really only going to apply to you if you have an elementary age student. So once the new Highland Elementary opens this fall, we are going to have 5 elementary schools, but we just passed a bond to build up to 5 more as the city continues to grow and we need more space for those students. So as those schools are built to accommodate for the growth, the zoning for the schools will need to be reassessed each year. And what that may mean for some people or for some students is that they could potentially be switching schools in the middle of their elementary career. So maybe from second to third grade, they may have to switch schools. So unless you buy a home right next to one of those schools, you could expect to possibly be part of one of the people that's affected by those changes. All right, so that wraps up Melissa for now, but I promise you there's going to be more to come in the future. If you're considering a move to Melissa or the Dallas Metroplex, please reach out to me. I get calls almost daily from people just like you who are looking for help, and I'd love to get to know you and help you find the perfect home for you, whether that's here or somewhere else. You can find all my contact information in the description box below. You'll also see a link to where you can follow me on all of my socials. So please be sure to like and subscribe. I don't want you to miss a single one of these videos that come out every single week. Videos just like this one where we take a look at cities in the Dallas area. Again, I'm Kristin. I'm your favorite real estate expert. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.